It's no secret. Film composers mostly get hired through existing relationships. The end. But if you're just starting out, how do you even find your first potential gig? Hi everyone, my name is John Wiater and I'm a film composer looking to live each day with passion. In this video, I'm going to run through 8 different ways that I know you can use to find your first or your next film composer opportunity. The first one is your local community. You're always starting local, regardless of your role in the filmmaking community. I think that is the most common advice that you will find as a filmmaker. It holds true for composers as well. If your market or region doesn't have a dedicated composers group, perhaps you can lead the way. There's likely some local job posting sites specific for your market. I'm in Philadelphia and we have a job posting site that I've gotten a handful of gigs from. Having an understanding of what's going on in your local film community is such a great way to get your feet wet and get your footing in this industry. The second one, which really ties into the first, is these Facebook groups or just general social media groups. Regardless of your market, there's going to be a Facebook group dedicated towards screenwriters or producers, writers, directors, or composers. All of these, for your market and for other markets as well, are great places to start keeping your eyes on for potential networking opportunities and gigs. And don't underestimate the value of simply being a part of these groups for the education and learning experiences. The third method would be connecting with people directly over social media. I call this one the old Gary V networking in the DMs. There's a great YouTube video where I first learned this from, and this is how I got my first credit on IMDb. The idea is you use Instagram or TikTok to search hashtags relevant to your niche or your industry, find content or creators that you resonate with, and start trying to organically build a relationship with them. Eventually, you can get in touch with them about potentially working together. And like I said, this was how I got my very first IMDb credit over 3 years ago, and now I'm working with that filmmaking team today for the second time. Another type of online group that you can use is a Slack channel or a Discord server. Oftentimes there are more national or global opportunities in here, assistantships, apprenticeships, general help for other composers as well. I think these groups are really there for the networking, the community, the education, but the idea is getting your eyes on as many opportunities as possible. And remember, throughout all these different methods of finding gigs, like I said at the beginning of the video, ultimately your goal is to be maintaining and developing strong relationships. So a group or a channel that features actors for casting calls or screenwriting feedback is equally as valuable to you because you know that those are opportunities that are going to end up meeting composers in the near future. IMDB Pro. Now, regardless of your role in the film or TV industry, I think having an IMDB Pro account is very valuable. Not only will you have control over your own IMDB profile, but you'll have the ability to search deeper into upcoming projects, as well as contact information for those producers or directors. Personally, I've just really learned a lot about what's going on in my local community through searching through upcoming films in the Philadelphia area. And this is where if you do notice an upcoming project that might not have a composer attached to it, that's in sort of your budget range, you can get their contact information right from IMDB Pro, or you can take their name and start searching online to get in touch with them. So YouTube is actually a fantastic place to find potential gigs as a film composer. Now think about it. When you get your film career started as a writer or producer or director, you're likely going to be making short films and you're likely going to be uploading those directly to YouTube. And in a future video, we'll talk about the importance of working on short films as a composer. So what you can do is search the phrase short film and attach a genre or a market in that search term, and then sort those results by view count or by upload date. Doing that allows you to likely see some of the newest content that's been uploaded or some things that might still be under production for maybe a potential feature film. Like most of these job searching opportunities, find something that you might resonate with and get in touch with the filmmaker directly through YouTube. Most people have their contact information posted, or again by searching for them online or on social media. Fundraising campaigns. I will say flat out that at this point in my young composer career, that sites like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and GoFundMe have been probably my favorite way to find new gigs. It's a bit of a process, and I'll definitely be walking through this in a future video, but for the most part, the idea is search completed, ongoing, or upcoming fundraising campaigns in the film, TV, documentary categories. Each site's a little different. Again, find ones that you resonate with or you feel passionate about, and certainly ones that don't have a composer attached to the campaign, and try to get in touch with that team directly through the platform itself or by searching for them on social media. A lot of folks list the production's email as well. I highly, highly, highly recommend doing this as a new composer, whether you're looking for your first gig or you're still, looking for your first handful of gigs. Even if that means you have to work for free. A lot of these campaigns are on the lower budget end. A lot of them are for student films, and they might not have budgeted for a composer, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get in touch with them. There are a handful of conversations and videos about, should you work for free, and there's one that I really like that I'll link here as well. But overall, if you take away anything from this video, well, it firstly should be that, relationships are really what you're looking for here. But secondly, if you really are looking for your first gig, I highly recommend spending some time on Indiegogo or Kickstarter or GoFundMe and searching for that opportunity. And yes, I want to wrap this video up by the 8th method, and that is your existing relationships. Now, I save this method for last because chances are, if you are watching this, you are looking for your first gig, and you might not know that many filmmakers. So yes, while fundraising sites currently are my favorite way to seek new work, I fully recognize that the existing relationships with directors, writers, and producers are what's going to sustain a career. But it's not just about, working or asking for work from people that you've already worked with. It's about cultivating and developing that relationship and, forming a bond over the love of filmmaking. I would love to hear in the comments about how you've applied some of these to your own film composing career. I'd love to hear some other suggestions about how you're finding your opportunities. It is a game of quantity here. You might reach out to 100 films and you might only hear back from 15 of them. And of those 15, only 2 of them might actually get you a gig. But that's 2 more than you had before. That's 2 more credits on your IMDB profile. And like I said, most importantly, that's 2 relationships that you now have to cultivate. Once again, thank you for being here at the start of this channel. I'll probably be saying that for the first couple videos. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Cheers.